safeguarding the fundamental rights, to see that attention is paid to this priority. It is in this context that I am a guest with you today. This conference has been organized by a very dedicated team of workers, officers, and concerned citizens under the leadership of the Law and Justice Commission, represented by Ms. Rifat Bhatt, and with the cooperation of the United Nations Fund for Population, and of course the support and cooperation of the Government of Pakistan. This is deeply appreciated, because ultimately, as a judge, I'm not just concerned with looking for right and wrong. Yes, in most cases, that may be something that we are looking at. But what we need to know, first of all, in the context of public rights and human rights, what rights there are that need protection, and number two, how can they be protected? Today, I'm looking forward to the discourse that will take place in the 5 sessions that are mentioned in the program. Of course, there'll be talk about the enforcement of our judgment of 2019, but that's not all. I expect that we will be talking about also the success achieved by Muslim countries like Iran and Bangladesh. How did they achieve that? Why couldn't we achieve it? Both countries are careful about their resources, and yet there was something that they did which managed to receive success, and today I believe they are reversing their policies. And I am thrilled now to discover from Mr. Luab that the narrative today is not population control. It is a concern for the population to be productive, so that they can earn their livelihood and contribute to the society and the community. And for that, the requirement is education. But what we need to understand is, how will those goals be achieved? We can't just leave it to the state. The state is already committed with its resources to so many other important priorities. There has to be some other vehicle, some other means of achieving that. I would submit that it's not talked very often about. We just impose things on the government, expect them to do everything. We have to involve the community. We have to involve society in contributing. If you recall the verse from the Holy Quran which was read by Maulana Sahib, it talks about a Muslim's fondness for his wealth and money. It acknowledges that, but it says you must contribute for the poor, for the needy, for those who need help. And above all, in fact, right at the beginning, your relatives. Islam strengthens the bond of the family. We need to reawaken those values. We have become concerned about individualism, about ourselves only. Only a generation ago, all of us, or most of us, would remember that our elders were either supporting or were supported by relatives to get educated. I can say that for my elders. And that was the way forward. What has happened today? But all that I'm trying to emphasize is that when we bring in people into the matrix that will be interacting with society and giving them education, giving them skill-based education, empowering them, it will be then that we will see the fruits in other forms, which is managed families, spacing, choices being exercised, women being respected. That is the process that will take place. It is not for the law to enforce that. And this is not a legal forum also. Yes, if there are solutions before us which are in black and white, we can evaluate their relevance or their propriety or their sufficiency for addressing an issue of rights or for enforcement of rights. But we cannot devise these solutions. It will be people like yourselves who will have to come forward. The time today requires the people of Pakistan to come forward and solve and to offer solutions to the state. If you remember, you will not remember because I don't expect any one of you to have been around in 1947, but we have all read that in 1947, when this country was formed, it had no finances. The partition of India had resulted in no finances being given to us. And do you know who funded the country? It was all private funds. And within 4 years, I read that Pakistan was giving a loan to Germany. In 1971, I read somewhere that Pakistan gave a loan to China. Why? How was it accomplished? It was accomplished because the people of Pakistan felt responsible. Do you know that there was a time when simplicity and thrift were respected? Today, we take pride in extravagance. Our elite leads us in that direction. I think the first step towards contributing to a cause is to become simple yourself. Your personal simplicity generates the surplus to contribute to that cause. We need community service, community involvement. And that's how, through a public-private partnership, I think, in my humble estimation, the issues can be tackled. We must bring in education, and particularly vocational training and skill-based education. In my youth, I remember when we traveled from Lahore to Peshawar, there were at least 24 vocational training centers on the highway. Today we see none. Where have they gone? You see, these are things we must go back to, the simple solutions. And our lives and our requirements and needs must be simplified. I don't want to give examples of where, as a citizen, I feel waste is taking place, because that is unnecessary. It's an attitude we must adopt. And I think that during the course of today and tomorrow, inshallah, we will find suggestions that will be useful. These are suggestions, as far as I'm concerned, which will occupy my mind and generate ideas on how I have to protect rights of the people who come to us. If we have one job, and for that there are 1,000 applicants. And do you know, litigation comes up right up to the Supreme Court for how those jobs are to be assigned or allocated or given to applicants. That we have to overcome. We have to create opportunities, we have to create talent and skill so that our population not only provides the services required in Pakistan, but also answers the requirements of jobs abroad. To say that we should reduce our population because it's a strain on resources is wrong. In the 70s, I remember, there was a new initiative. I was a young boy then, but I would read about it, a new initiative for labor to be exported to the Middle East. And that labor was contributing funds to its family, and they were able to run businesses and they were able to grow and so forth. It was a remarkable experiment, and to this day that cycle continues, but it has diminished because the level of skills has not improved. I may be getting rather extensive in my submissions. I want to thank you all for being present with us. I welcome this opportunity because I will be learning from here. Judges need to interact with ideas. We need to understand what are the needs of people and what are the needs of society, and what they are thinking, what the people are thinking, what our intellectuals are thinking. I look forward to a wonderful discourse, and at the end, I thank the Law and Justice Commission, supervised by the fantastic 3-member committee of judges who showed us their managerial and administrative skill. It's very impressive. I congratulate them. I thank also the kind of interest which the UN FPA has taken in this event, and in any case the subject of population concern in Pakistan. The government of Pakistan has been helpful as always, which is also appreciated. Thank you very much.
Chief Justice of Pakistan, Justice Umar